Namaskar. Today we'll discuss queuing models. The queuing theory or waiting line theory owes its development to the A.K. Erlang. He is in 1903 took up the problem on congestion of telephone traffic. The difficulty was that during busy periods, telephone operators were unable to handle the calls the moment they were made, resulting in delayed calls. A.K. Erlang directed his first efforts at finding the delay for one operator, and later on the results were extended to find the delay for several operators. The field of telephone traffic was further developed by Mullins in 1927 and Thornton Diffie in 1928. However, it was only after World War II that this early work was extended to other general problems involving queues and waiting lines. Waiting lines or queues are omnipresent. Businesses of all types, industries, schools, hospitals, cafeterias, bookstores, libraries, banks, post offices, petrol pumps, theaters, all have queuing problems. Further examples of queues, though less apparent, are waiting for the telephone operator to answer, a traffic light to change, the morning mail to be delivered, and many more. So, waiting line problems arise either because of there are too much demand on the facilities, so that we say that there is an excess of waiting time, or inadequate number of service facilities. There is too less demand, in which case there is too much ideal facility time or too many facilities. So in either case, the problem is to either schedule arrives or provide proper number of facilities, or both, so as to obtain an optimum balance between costs associated with the waiting time and idle time. So in this subject, with the help of operation research, can quite effectively analyze such queuing and congestion problems. However, a sound understanding of queuing theory combined with the imagination is required to apply the theory of practical situation. So today we will discuss some application of queuing models. So waiting line or queuing theory has been applied to the wide variety of business situations. All situations where customers are involved, such as restaurants, cafeterias, department stores, cinema halls, banks, post offices, petrol pumps, airline counters, patients in clinic, etc., are likely to have waiting lines. Generally, the customer expects a certain level of services, whereas the firm providing service facility tries to keep the cost minimum while providing the service required. So, waiting line theory is also widely used in manufacturing units. It has been popularly used in the area of tool crafts. There is a general complaint from the foremen that their workmen wait too long in line for tools and parts. Though the management want to reduce the overhead charges, engaging more attendants can actually reduce overall manufacturing costs, since the workers will be working instead of standing in line. So another problem that has been successfully solved by waiting line theory is that determination of proper number of docks to be constructed for trucks and ships. So since both dock cost and demurrage cost can be very large, a number of docks should be such that the sum of the two costs is minimized. So queuing method have also been used for the problems of machine breakdowns and repairs. There are number of machines that break down individually and at random times. The machines that break down form a waiting line for repairs by maintenance personnel, and it is required to find the optimum number of repair personnel, which makes the sum of the cost of repairman and the cost of production loss from downtime a minimum. So queuing theory has been extended to decide wage incentive plans. For example, some workers are asked to operate, say, 2 machines while the others 4 machines. So, since the machines are identical, the base rate of the payment is same for all workers. However, the incentive bonus for production in excess of quota is half as much as per unit for operators with 4 machines as for those with 2 machines. So apparently the arrangement appears to be fair. However, the study of downtime for repair shows that while the two machines run by one man would have 12% downtime, four machines run by one man would have 16% downtime. So reason is that the two machines can break down at once in four machines group, which is generally not true for two machine group. So thus the worker operating four machines would have to operate at a higher efficiency than his counterpart in order to earn the same incentive. The problem was solved by paying the operators of four machine group a higher base rate determined by the using probabilistic computed from the queuing theory. This queuing theory has also been applied for the solution of problems such as scheduling of mechanical transport fleets, scheduling distribution of scarce war material, scheduling of jobs in production control, minimizing the congestion due to the traffic delay at tool booth, solution of inventory control problems. So these are some applications related with queuing models. So waiting line or queues are familiar concept which we observe quite frequently in our daily life. The basic characteristics of queuing phenomena are unit arrival at a regular or irregular interval of time at a given point called the service center. For example, trucks arriving at a load station, customers entering a department store, persons arriving a cinema hall, ships arriving at port, letters arriving at typist desk, etc. All these units are called entries or arrivals of customer. One or more service channels or service stations or service facilities, that is ticket windows, sales girls, typists, dogs, etc. are assembled at the service center. If the service station is empty, the arriving customers will serve immediately. If not, the arriving customers will wait in line until the service is provided. Once service has been completed, the customer leaves the system. Whenever we have customers coming to a service facility in such way that either the customers or facilities have to wait, we have a queuing problem. So major constituents of queuing systems are customer arriving, queue or waiting line, service facility, and customers leaving. So this is the system which consists customer, queues, and service channels. There are some elements of queuing system are input, output, service channels, service disciplines, maximum number of customers allowed in the system, calling source of population, customers' behavior. So these are some elements concerned with queuing method. Okay, now we'll see the queuing or waiting line analysis. So queues affect the people everywhere. So we discussed the primary goal is to find the best level of service. So analytical modeling can be used for many queues. For more complex situation, the computer simulation is required. So let us consider the queuing system cost. So cost providing services and cost of not providing services, that is waiting services. So in a figure you can see there is a relationship between level of service and waiting time cost. So this graph shows, so this particular cost of waiting time it gives, and later on the second this line it gives you the relationship between level of service and cost of providing services, and this third is a total expected cost. So these are some waiting time and idle time cost. In order to solve a queuing problem, a service facility must manipulate it so that an optimum balance is obtained between the cost of waiting time and cost of idle time. The cost of waiting customers generally includes either the indirect cost of lost business, that is a because people go somewhere else buy less than they had intended to or do not come again in the future. So second, the cost of direct cost, that is ideal equipment or persons. For example, the cost of truck drivers and equipments waiting to be unloaded or cost of operating an airplane or ship waiting to land or dock. The cost of lost business is not easy to assess. So, for example, the vehicle driver wanting petrol will avoid pumps having long queues. So, to determine how much business is lost, some type of experimentation and data collection is required. So, the cost of ideal service facility is a payment to be made to the servers, that is engaged at the facilities for the period for which they remain idle. So that is what ideal costing, that is a cost of waiting. You are paying something but you are not giving a service and you are not earning, that is a cost of waiting time. Then by increasing the investment in labor, equipments, waiting time and losses associated with it can be decreased. It is desirable then to obtain minimum sum of these two costs, cost of investment and operation and cost due to waiting. So this optimum balance of cost can be obtained by scheduling of the flow of units required service or providing proper number of facilities. So if the facilities are not under control, flow of units may be scheduled to minimize the sum of waiting time and idle time cost. If the flow is not subject to the control, that amount of equipment and personnel be employed which minimizes the overall cost of production. If both can be controlled, one should schedule the input as well as provide facilities which minimize the overall cost. So this particular graph shows the relationship between level of servicing and waiting time cost. So this figure illustrates relationship. It is observed that as the level of service is increased, the cost of waiting time decreases. Level of service increase, the cost of waiting decreases. Okay. Then this figure, this graph shows, illustrates the relationship between the level of service and the cost of providing that service. So it is observed that the level of service increases, so does the cost of providing that increases. As you are increasing your services, the cost providing service also increases. So you have to consider these two particular graphs. Okay, the waiting time cost is added to the cost of providing services to establish total expected cost. So we see that the total expected cost is minimum at service level denoted by point when this is point where the total expected cost is less. Thus the objective of the techniques explained in remainder is really to determine that particular level of service which minimize the total cost of providing service and waiting for the service. So here we have to find out that this optimal service level. Then three rivers shipping example. We'll see one example. We discuss one example. Three rivers shipping example. So average of 5 ships arrive per 12 hours shift. A team of stewards unloads each ship. Each team of stewards costs $6,000 per shift. The cost of keeping a ship waiting is $1,000 per ship. How many teams of stewards to employ to minimize system cost? So this is the one of the queuing problem. So you make a table and write down. So there are 5 ships. Okay. So the number of teams of stewards. So average hours waiting per ship, cost of ship waiting time, and stewards cost. So you make a table and write down in a columns. See there, the team 12-hour shift is there. A team of stewards unloads each ship. Each team stewards cost 6,000 ship. and the cost of keeping a ship waiting is 1000. So you write down. So number of team students 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? So if you consider the 4 teams, okay. So waiting line cost analysis you can do. So in this way you can find out the total cost, considering the average hour per shift, and then schedule cost. So you make summation of this, then you will get the total cost. Okay, and you can choose the best method among this. The second method, as cost is less in this case, so you can choose this. Okay, so this is the problem of 3 reverse shipping example. Then let us discuss the characteristics of queuing models. So queuing system is determined by arrival characteristics, queue characteristics, and facility characteristics. So here a customer, the arriving unit that requires some service to be performed. As already described, a customer may be person, machine, vehicles, or parts. So queuing, so waiting line, so number of customers waiting to be serviced. The queue does not include the customers being serviced. So the service facilities, process or facility which is performing the services to the customer. So this may be the single or multiple channels. So number of service channels denoted by some symbol. So the arrival distribution represents the pattern in which the number of customer arrives at the service facility. So arrivals may be represented by inter-arrival time, which is the period between two successive arrivals. So arrivals may be separated by equal intervals of time, or by unequal but definitely known intervals of time, or by unequal intervals of time whose probabilistics are known. These are called random arrivals. So the rate at which the customer arrived to be serviced, the number of customers arriving per unit time, is called arrival rate. When the arrival rate is random, the customer arrive in no logic pattern or order of time. So this represents the most cases in the business world. When arrival are random, we have to know the probability distribution described in arrivals, specifically the time between arrivals. So management scientists have demonstrated that random arrivals are often best described by the Poisson distributions, so which was discussed in some details of next session. So arrivals are not always Poisson, and we need to certain that the assumptions of Poisson's distribution is appropriate before we use it. So mean value of arrival rate is represented by one symbol, that is lambda. The service facility, so it represents the pattern in which the number of customers leave the service facility. So departures may also be represented by the service, that is interdepartmental time, which is the time period between the two successive services. The service time may be constant or variable but known or random. If service times are randomly distributed, we have to find out probability distribution best describes their behavior. In many cases where service times are random, management scientists have to found that they are best described by the exponential probabilistic distribution. If service times are exponentially distributed and arrival Poisson's distributed, the mathematics necessary to study waiting line behavior is somewhat easier to develop and use. So we'll illustrate these particular cases in coming session. So arrival characteristics, the size of the arrival population either infinite or limited. So arrival distribution either fixed or random, either measured by the time between consecutive arrivals or arrival rate. So the Poisson's distribution is often used in random arrival. Sometimes it is not used. So Poisson's distribution, the average arrival rate is known as the Poisson's distribution. So average arrival rate is constant for some number of time periods. So number of arrival in each period is independent, As the time interval approaches 0, the average number of arrival approaches also 0. So in Poisson's distribution, the lambda, what is lambda? So mean value of arrival rate represents the lambda, where px is the probability of exactly x arriving occurring during one time period. So px is e raised to minus lambda and lambda raised to x and x exponential. So this is what p is. So behavior of arrival is very important. So most queuing formulas assume that all arrivals stay until service is completed. So barking refers to the customers who do not join the queue. Reneging refers to the customers who join the queue but give up leave before completing services. So these are some behavior of arrival. So some are waiting or some wait, just leave to next facilities or next supplier. Okay, he not intended to wait. Okay, so he will just reneging refers to the customer who join the queue but give up and leave before completing the services. In queue characteristics, so queue length, the maximum possible queue length, either limited or unlimited. The service discipline, the service discipline or order of service is rule by which the customers are selected from the queue for service. The most common discipline is first come first serve, according to which the customers are served in order to their arrival. For example, cinema ticket, windows, railway station, banks. The other discipline is last come first serve, as a big godown where the items arriving last are taken off out first. And still other discipline includes random or priority. The priority is said to occur when arriving customer is chosen for service ahead of some other customers already in queue. A unit is said to have preemptive priority if it not merely goes to the head of queue but displays any unit already being served when it arrives, provided that the order of service is not related to the service time. It does not affect the queue length or average waiting time, but it does the affect the time an individual customer has to wait. The service discipline therefore affects the derivation of equation used for analysis. In this text, only the most common services discipline, first come first serve, will be discussed. So service facility characteristics are configuration of service facilities. So number of servers, that is number of channels, and number of phases. So number of channels, the queuing system may have single service channel, allowing customers may form one line and get serviced as in a doctor's clinic. A system may have number of service channels which may be arranged in parallel or in series or a complex combination of both. In case of parallel channels, the service customers may be serviced simultaneously as in the barber shop. For series channels, a customers must pass successively through all the channels before service is completed. For example, a product undergoing different processes over different machines. A queuing model is called one server model when the system has one server only and multi-server models when the system has number of parallel channels each with one server. Sometimes the several service channels may feed into one subsequent service channels. For example, a several ticket booths in a theater may send all tickets holder to a single ticket collector at the entrance of the theater. On the other hand, sometimes a single service channel may disperse customers among several channels that come after it. For example, the enquiry clerk in an office. So these are some configurations of service facilities. That is number of channels and number of stops or service stops. And service distributions, the time it takes to serve one arrival, that can be fixed, that can be random. The exponential distribution is often used to find out, to decide. Let us discuss exponential distribution. So, consider single channel system with Poisson's arrival and exponential service time distribution. Both the arrivals and service rates are independent of number of customers in waiting line. So arrivals are handled on first come first served basis. Also the arrival rate lambda is less than the service rate mu. So mu is the average service time and t is the length of service time, that t should be greater than 0 or it is equal to 0. So p is a probability that service time will be greater than t. So p equal to e raised to mu t. So this is the probability. So measuring queuing performance, utilization factor, probability of all service being busy. Then LQ is the average number of queue, capital L, average number in a system. So W, average waiting time. So W is a waiting time in the system. So PO is a probability, P0 is a probability of 0 customer in the system. And Pn is the probability of exactly n number of customers in a system. So you consider all these things. So by considering that, you can find out the exponential distribution. To determine the property of single channel, it is necessary to find an expression of probability of n customers in the system is known and the expected number of customers in the system, and hence the other characteristics can be calculated. In place of finding an expression Pn, we shall first find the expression for Pn in bracket t plus dt. So let us see the candles notations. So A represents the arrival distribution, that is M for Poisson, D for deterministic, and G for general. So B, the service time distribution, here M for exponential, D for deterministic, and G for general. And S is the number of servers. So queuing model covers here all assume that arrivals follow the Poisson's distribution. First in, first out service. Then there is a single phase. So unlimited queue length, steady state conditions, and we look at 5 of the most commonly used queuing system. So these are some models and these are some assumptions we are considering to solve the queuing problems. So name the candle notation, that is simple system MM1, the customer service desk. MM1 is what? Here M is a M for Poisson's, D okay for Poisson's, and M for exponential. So here customer service desk, then multiple servers, airline ticket counter, the constant servers, automated car wash, then general service, auto repair shop, the limited populations, and operation with only 12 machines that might break. So these are some examples. Then let us see the single server queuing system, that is MM1, the Poisson arrivals. Arrival population is limited, exponential service times, all arrivals wait to be served, and lambda is constant. And mu is greater than lambda, the average service rate should be greater than average arrival rate. Then only you can solve the problem. Then only you can provide a service to everybody. So this is about single and operating characteristics of MMQ. We will see one by one. So MMQ. So here the first, average server utilization, rho equal to lambda by mu, where the lambda is a constant. What is lambda? Already we discussed. Lambda is the average arrival rate per time. Lambda is the average arrival rate per time. And what is mu? Mu is the average service time, where mu is greater than lambda. mu is greater than lambda. So lambda divided by mu, it is a less than 1, the average server utilization. So average number of customers waiting, LQ equal to lambda square divided by mu in bracket mu minus lambda. So average numbers in a system. So L plus LQ plus lambda by mu. So in this way you can find out the solution. You can find out the average server utilization. You can find out average number of customers waiting. You can find out average numbers in a system. So average waiting time, you can also find out the average time in the system, the probability of 0 customer in the system, and the probability of exactly n customers in a system you can find out with the help of these formulas given. So WQ or LQ is equal to lambda divided by lambda into lambda divided by mu in bracket mu minus lambda, whereas average time in the system W is given by WQ plus 1 by mu. The probability of 0 customers is given by P0 equal to 1 minus lambda by mu, and probability of exactly customers in probability system is given by Pn in bracket lambda by u raised to n into P0. So these are some important factors we have considered. Then what is the total cost of queuing system? So total cost of queuing system is a cost of customer waiting time per time period and multiplied with average number of customers in the system. So CW into CL, that is, it is a sum of product of customer, sum of product of cost of customer waiting time per time period and average number of customers in the system, and plus product of cost of server per time period and number of servers. So this is what the total cost. So CW into L plus CS into S, where CW is the cost of customer waiting time per period time and CS is the cost of server per time period. So in this way you can find out the total cost of queuing system. Let us consider there are multiple server systems. In the previous session we discussed single server systems. Here now we will discuss multiple server systems. So Poisson's arrivals are considered, assumed here. Then exponential service time is considered. Then S is the servers, number of servers. Then total servers rate must exceed arrival rate. So S mu should be greater than lambda. So many of operating characteristics formulas are more complicated. So in this case, in case of multiple server systems. So here S represents the server, number of servers. So Arnold's muffler shop with multiple servers problem we can solve later on. The single server system with constant service time. So there are several systems. In next session, in next lecture, we will discuss all these things in detail with some numericals. Single server with single system. So MM1. Now single server system with constant service time. The Poisson arrival constant service times and had shorter queues than MM1 system. So LQ and WQ are 1/2 as large. Then Garcia Colding recycling example was given. We will see in next. Single server system with general service time MG1, MM1, MD1 and MG1. Here it is a general service time. And then multiple server systems with finite population. Then more complex queuing systems. So all these problems we'll discuss in next lecture. So if you have any doubt, you can ask will clarify all your doubts. Some operating characteristics of queuing systems. We must know the analysis of queuing system involves a study of its different operating characteristics. Some of them are queuing length, LQ is very important. So LQ is the average number of customers in a queue waiting to get service. So this excludes the customers being served. Then system length, LS, the average number of customers in the system includes those waiting as well as those being served. It is denoted by LS. Then waiting time in a queue, that is WQ, the average time for which a customer has to wait in the queue to get service. Then total time in the system, that is given by WS. So the average total time spent by a customer in the system from the moment he arrives till he leaves the system. It is taken to be the waiting time plus the service time. Then utilization factor is denoted by rho. So what is the utilization factor? The probability of all service being busy. It is the proportion of time a server actually spends with the customers. It is also called as traffic intensity. Queuing theory analysis involves the study of behavior over time. So in the operating characteristics, so these characteristics vary with the time. So it is said that the transient state, usually the system is transient during the early stage of its operation, when its behavior still depends upon its initial conditions. However, it is long run behavior and the steady state condition of the system which is more important. A system is said to be steady state condition if its behavior becomes independent of time. An essential condition for reaching a steady state is that the total elapsed time since the start of the operation must be sufficiently large. However, this is not the sufficient condition as the parameters of the systems also affect its state. For example, the arrival rate is less than the average service rate, so both are constant. The system eventually settles down the steady state and the probability of finding a particular length of queue will be same at the time. If the rates are not constant, the system will not reach the steady state but it could remain stable. If arrival rate is greater than service rate, the system cannot attain the steady state. It is rather unstable. Queue length increases steadily with the time and theoretically it could build up to infinity. Such state of the system is called explosive state. Evidently, imposing a limit on the maximum length of queue automatically ensures the stability. Queuing situations which are unstable for the limited time are common in practice. So rush hour traffic is an example. So D.J. Kendall in 1953 and later A. Lee in 1966 introduced the useful notation for queuing models. The complete notations are A, B, C and D, E, F, where A is arrival of distribution, B is a service time distribution, and S is a number of servers. So following the conventional codes are generally used to replace the symbol A, B and D. That is Marcon portions, arrival, departure distributions. So there are some symbols that FCFS, LCFS, SIRO and GD. So FCFS means first come first serve. LCFS is the last come first served. SIRO, that is service in random order, and GD is a general service discipline. So symbol E and F represents the finite and infinite number of customers in the system, calling source respectively. So the classification, the queuing models are classified into some category, that is probabilistic queuing models and deterministic queuing models and mixed queuing models. In the next lecture, we will discuss all these types of queuing models. So there are five most commonly used queuing systems are simple system MM1, second is multiple server MMS, then constant servers MD1 and general service MG1 and limited population system MSS infinity and n. So these are five most commonly used queuing systems. We must know all these things. We'll study all these things in detail in next lecture. So today is a first lecture on this queuing model. We discussed the many points, what is queuing theory, what are the characteristics, what are the elements of queuing systems, what is its requirement, and we discussed the arrival distributions, then service disciplines. Also we discussed the waiting time and idle time, cost and total cost incurred, then operating characteristics we discussed. Also we discussed the Kendall's notation for representing queuing models. So also we discussed the classification of queuing models. In next lecture we will see the next portion and the different models in detail with some numerical problems. Okay, thank you very much.